Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Waharakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Many blessings and salutations into the hopeful elect house of David, the Bayath Dawadah, for whom these epistles are written for in these last days. Shalom to the elect. Well, it's been an interesting few days, huh? Yeah. Let's just read this. This is Exodus 15:3, just a reminder to the world of Israel, the world of the elect, and the greater world in general. Just a reminder. This is Exodus 15:3. The Lord Yahweh is a man of war. The Lord Yahweh is his name. Okay? He is a man of war. First and foremost, feminists, he's a man. Okay? I know you don't believe in the Bible, but it's true. He's a man. Also, he's an Israelite man. Okay? He created the Israelites. Those are his people, not you Edomites. Okay? Now, I just want to get that out of the way because, the misinterpretation of the Bible is rampant in this world. And, the prophets are here to change this narrative, which they have successfully done, force this world to acknowledge what is likely going to happen in the future through the experiences of these prophecies that we harp on, that you are constantly tired of hearing about, right? You're tired of hearing these prophecies are going to happen, and one by one they're getting knocked down like anything that you've never seen before, okay? And they're happening in your lifetime. That's what really makes you nervous. I get it. I get it. When you've been used to a system for so long, you don't want to see that system fall. Well, we do, right? Because war is inevitable, okay? What Israel did with Iran was predictable. We told you about this, starting with our elders and apostles and bishops and men on from there all the way down to where I am, right? We've been telling you, okay? We've been telling you constantly, recently, okay? Weekly, daily, yearly. You don't listen. You never listened. And now here we are, okay? Now here we are, okay? And this video is a little different because if you've been under a rock, unless you've been under a rock the last few days, you all know that Israel attacked Iran, or I don't like calling them Israel. The Israelis, okay, the 1948ers, the Israelis attacked the Iranians. And I've always said for years, brothers and sisters, if you've gone back through my catalog, I've said for years, once they get into Iran, we are pretty much at that door, right? We're pretty much at the door. And there's nothing you could do about it. This was always going to happen, right? Let's read that again, Exodus 15:3, because this is just a reminder to the greater world, the world of Israel, and the world of the elect. The elect will get it, they'll take it, and they will understand, and they will move forward, okay, with their vision of the world coming to a land near you. All right. See, our heavens are coming unto earth from the heavens, okay, or our heaven, so to speak, our heaven is coming from the north, coming from above. Your heaven's over if you are of the 2/3 of this world. Your heaven is over, or it's dwindling, and it's about to be over. Exodus 15:3, the Lord Yahweh is a man of war. Don't you ever forget that, neither. You think he sees on this world what he sees all this debauchery, okay? You see children, okay, ruling households, women running around, gathering abroad, being whores, being promiscuous, homosexuality, right? I don't have to say much other words. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, transforming. Okay, I'm gonna just say it like that. Children being harmed. You think you think the Lord Yahweh is okay with this? And then yet you look around and you see these weather events. You see all this stuff going on, and things are being destroyed, and tempests, and I mean literally there's fucking storms every damn day. Okay, then there's information storms where people are being exposed, put out there for the type of freaks they were. Diddy, you know. You think that's just coincidence, huh? You think that's a coincidence? That don't mean nothing. Everything means something. Everything. Okay? They can blame it on the algorithm. They can blame it on the fuck they want to blame it on. But I choose to believe Yahweh Bashim Shai. This world offers nothing. Nothing. Okay? One of my favorites. Because I just love the fact that these people, there's gonna be hard times coming, guys. We ain't sit here and trick nobody. This is Matthew 24:19. It says, "And woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days." Yeah, pregnant women. It's gonna be terrible out here, y'all. Okay, this is red letter. This, when I say red letter, that means this is the one the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, speaking for himself unto what's about to come. If you don't believe us, you should at least believe him. His name is Yahweh Shai, by the way. Okay, verse 20, it says, "But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." Wow. And that's talking about Jacob's trouble. Remember, the Lord is a man of war. And here we are. Okay? Verse 22, it says, "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved out of the elect's slack, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." And as you see, Israel going into Iran is a major provocation, one that was predicted in Jeremiah 49. Okay? And nobody paid attention. Not anybody of this world, anyway. The elect did, and the elect are. But of this world, people, and when I say in this world, I mean in those collective worlds of people that ignore things of that nature, right? Because it makes them feel bad. They're fifis. Oh, my feelings. I don't like that. I don't want negativity. Motherfucker, negativity is gonna be at your door. And they ain't gonna knock. It's gonna kick the fucking door in while you over here pretending like it doesn't exist, like a fucking bad Freddy Krueger movie or something, huh? Nah, it's not that. This is not that, man. The Lord is hardcore, man. Hardcore, and you will respect his name. This world will respect the name of Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. Okay? This world will do it. Ain't gonna be no, let's vote on it. Nah. The Lord is a man of war, and you will respect his name. That's why he said the Lord Yahweh is his name. Okay? Brings me back to one of those most powerful episodes of The Wire, which is the last episode of The Wire. Right? If it wasn't the last, it might have been the next to last. All right? My man's in the jail cell. If I forget his name, right? My man's in the jail cell. He was speaking to one of his associates, one of his his lesser associates, because he was working for him, or the dude was working for him. right? Chris, that's his name, Chris, right? Marlo Stansfield, that's his name. Y'all know I'm talking about The Wire. Marlo was speaking to Chris and another associate. And Chris said to him, you know, Omar here talking about your name or whatever. Marlo responded, he's like, look, I got to protect my name. I'm paraphrasing. My name is my name. Let my name ring out in the streets. That's what the Lord is getting. He's about to give you that Marlo treatment. Okay? And I'm saying all this because a misconception in the world is that the Lord is all loving and there's nothing else. And meanwhile, your crazy ass got 18 different personalities, but the Lord only got one. Get the fuck out of here. You Christians and the person and apparently the rest of the world have this shit all backwards. The Lord ain't fucking around, and He gonna show you that He ain't effing around, right? And these days are shortening because, and look, those things, those provocations and things of that nature, these are because the Lord wants this to happen, man, because it's shortening the days so that the elect will be saved. Because if He didn't shorten the days, Esau would run rampant, do whatever he wants, and then destroy the entire earth. The Lord is not said. He already promised He ain't gonna let him do that. The earth is not going anywhere, right? Esau is, but the earth ain't going nowhere. All right. Matthew 24:31, and He shall send His angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together His elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven unto the other. And this is during a very turbulent time. Okay, a very turbulent, very destructive time in the earth. We're in that time, y'all. And I'm coming at it because I have an article. I'm coming at it from the point of view of the Russians, right? Although we're against the Russians because those are Edomites too, but those are the Edomites that are going to bring an end to this destructive Edomite society from the West. The West will be destroyed because America is the West, the leaders of the West. And the old saying is, if you want to destroy an animal, you cut the head off. America's that head. That's the whore that rides the beast. Okay? Let's get I didn't want to be too long because I got to get ready to go to work. Okay? But the Russians, everybody else is talking about Israel and Iran. You Americans, okay, you Egyptians, because you're known by many different names in the Bible, just so you know. For all you Americans that are listening to this, the Bible describes you in many different ways. It calls you Babylonians. It calls you Egyptians. Okay? That's why you don't understand it, because you think, well, that's talking about a bygone from a past that's already happened. No, no, no. See, it's clever, right? The Bible's clever because it puts in prophecy, but it describes is the ones it's prophesying about, all right, from a past perspective. Let me explain. It it calls in the future, because you can go in history, look in the Bible, go into history and see those things of the nuclear wars and things of that nature did not happen, have not happened yet. There has not been one place on this earth that has been nuked off the earth and never to come back to fruition, and we have never seen it again, or no one else is in that area. That hasn't happened. Pretty much every place on this earth is damn near have people somewhere in there. America in the future will not. This will be a desolate land, according to the Bible. It calls you Babylon, Babylon the Great. Who you think that is? For he shall put Egyptian against the Egyptian. You have Egyptian values. You're doing just like the Egyptians did. So that's why the Lord called you an Egyptian, a Babylonian, an Assyrian. Okay? The land of Nineveh. Huh? What happened to Nineveh? You people, y'all don't know what's going on. This is RT News. Now, this is from the perspective of the Russians. Everybody else is, the Americans are talking about, oh yeah, Iran attacks us and then we're gonna have to attack them. Well, motherfucker, you forget the point where they have allies too. Huh? You forgot that? You forgot they got allies? No, they got allies, y'all. And they will jump in. As soon as America attacks Iran and America gets into it, Russia will get in. Y'all think y'all distracting with that Ukraine shit, man? They could do two things. They could chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. The Lord has this thing set up perfectly, y'all. Okay? It says perverted logic to call Israeli attack on Iran self-defense. Russian diplomat. So here's the introduction of the Russians into it. Okay? Gog and Magog, as it were in Ezekiel 38. The land of Gog and Magog is about to enter the chat, y'all. Okay? It says West Jerusalem has carried out a very dangerous provocation. The Iranians are allied with China and Russia, y'all, whether you like that or not. This is why people are nervous. This is why we said once you go into Iran, you vote for that. You vote for that tinderbox. Okay. It says framing Israel's attack on Iran as self-defense is a form of perverted logic. Russian deputy envoy to the UN, Dmitry Polonsky, it says, has told RT, accusing the West Jerusalem of flagrantly breaching the global body's character. It's like charter. It says, on Friday, Israel struck Iranian uranium enrichment sites while also killing several senior military commanders and scientists in targeted assassination operations, describing its acts as preemptive steps aimed at stopping Tehran from acquiring a nuclear bomb. Iran, which denies pursuing a military nuclear program, responded by launching multiple volleys of ballistic missiles at targets in Israel, including in the country's largest city, Tel Aviv. Which get Tel Aviv out of here. That's a disgrace and a black eye unto the Lord. The Lord says the Lord is his name, and his name is not tied to pink fucking city. Okay? That's a direct slap into the face of the Yahweh Ba'Shem Al Shai. And you wonder why he gonna have nukes. Because America ain't gonna be the only country getting nuked. Okay? That land over there, the land of the land of the Israelis as it is now, is going to be cleared out. The Lord has an extermination program going. Okay, he got to clear that land out because he's got to give it back to the rightful owners of that land. Okay, so he has a lot of wars preparing. They're gonna fight them all, and they're gonna lose them all too. And America's gonna be in the midst of it, just like Jeremiah 49 says. The least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay. In his interview on Saturday, Polonsky accused Western politicians claiming that Israelis' attack on Iran was self-defense of having very perverted logic. Of course, every country has the right to defend itself, but in this case, the Israelis launched an attack against Iran, totally violating and breaching the UN Charter and international law. I cannot imagine how it can be framed as a legitimate self-defense, he said, because it's not. But what it is also is prophecy. That's what he doesn't understand, Mr. Polyansky. It's prophecy. Okay, this is Matthew 24:32. It says, "Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, yet ye know that his summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is even at the doors." Come on, man. Know that it is near, even at the doors. The Russians are itching to jump into this, and the Lord wants to bring them into it, and He will let them into it. Okay? Verily, verily, I say unto you, this generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. This is red letter, man. So this generation, which Yahweh Shai walked with this generation at one time during the Roman Empire. Now we're back here again through reincarnation. We're back in the Roman Empire again, just in a different version, the second leg of it. And Yahweh Shai will come during this time. He made a promise, and we're watching for it. Okay, it says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. They can call us crazy. They can say what the fuck they want to say about us. That's fine. When you walk into this faith and the lights turn on and you start to see this world for what it truly is, at some point you have to be okay with the persecution of being called crazy or whatever the fuck they decide to do, right? Oh, you guys are fear mongers, and you guys are just scaring people. Well, nothing's more scary than a nuke coming at you, okay, from overseas. And in this case, America's gonna get a lot of them, okay? But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah, but as the days of Noah were, so also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. That's a reincarnation scripture. He's saying that the mindset that was back then during the time of Noah is the same mindset you have today. Everybody's poo-pooing it, pushing it to the side. Oh, that's not gonna happen. Ask the elite, they know what's going on. Okay. It says, verse 38, it says, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and that flood came, and he took everybody off on this earth." I added that. Verse 39, it says, "And no, not until the flood came and took them all away, okay, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." That's powerful words, red letter from the one the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Understand this. He is not coming to bring the world back together. No, he's coming to separate his elect from this world and to enslave, all right, those of the world that is not of the world of Israel. Because 2/3 will perish, rebels will perish. They'll have to come back through the loins of the very elect that they hate. Okay? That's their punishment. For the rest of you that are not Israelites, you're going into fucking slavery. That's your judgment. That's why you want to avoid that World War III so bad, because World War III is the end. That's the end of this. All this failed experiment. Okay? And those up top, they know. They know this. Right? Babylon knows this, and when I say Babylon, I'm talking about the kings, those who eat and live deliciously amongst us, who rule over us with their power, wealth, and influence. Namely, the banking families, They know what I and other brothers and the elders and apostles and bishops and lieutenants, okay, sergeant in arms, okay, they know what we're saying is absolutely correct. That's why they're preparing. That's why they have those holes digged in the ground called bunkers. They're preparing for something large scale to happen, and it's coming soon. They know it. This is Jeremiah 50 and 43. The king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as of a woman in travail. Boy, that little knot in your stomach, that little knot in your stomach, boy, when you get nervous, you know, that sweat start to form on the side of your head. You have to take out a little napkin and kind of wipe that little sweat off the top of your forehead. That's where they are right now. But don't let them fool you into believing that they don't know what's going on. They know what's going on. Okay? Prophecy is in the midst. There's nothing any one of you can do about it. And the Russians are the key to this. They're the key to this. They're letting it be known that they are going to, this is going to provoke something large. Okay? This is going to provoke something large, man. Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell, O inhabitants of the Dedan, for I will bring calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. This is that time, y'all. Verse 10, Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Esau, your time has come. And I'm talking about all Edomites, but led about by the capital of Edom, right here in Babylon the Great, good old America, right? Jeremiah 49 and 12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, which was us, the Israelites, have absurdly drunken. We went into slavery under these devils, and we obtained all type of harshness unto this day. So much so, we speak up about it and they say, get over it. Well, what's about to happen to you? I'm going to preemptively, like you just did with the Israelis, right? They say they preemptively stopped protecting themselves, right? Well, I'm going to preemptively tell you that you're going into slavery for 1,000 years, and then you will be done away with. You will not be a race anymore, according to the Bible. There will not be another Edomite on this earth. Okay? Continuing in 12, it says, and art thou he that shall all together go unpunished? You ain't gonna go unpunished. Hell no. You're gonna drink of that drink. You're gonna drink of that cup like we did. And we're his people. How much so you? He hates you. He loves us, and look what he did to us. What is he gonna do to you who he hates? I'll shudder for you. Okay? It says, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. You're gonna drink of it. And the Lord Yahweh is gonna remind you of his name while you're drinking it. Come here, give me, drink this. And you will be reminded every day, Yahweh's his name, not no fucking Jesus. Okay, not no God. He is a God. He is the top God. He is the most high God, Yahweh. And his son is the second in command, Yahweh Shai, who is our Lord and Savior, not yours, ours. We the one that needs saving, not the fucking Edomites. Okay? Verse 13 says, "For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord Yahweh, that Basra, which is the capital of Edom, which America is the capital of the Edomites." I don't care what y'all think or heard. This is the truth. It says, "Shall be a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste." And so he's saying that even the capital, okay, which is here, America. This is the capital of Esau's territory or inhabitants on the earth. This is the capital. That's why he protects it so fiercely. That's why he says America's first, right? This will be perpetual waste, and all the cities thereof, and that includes Russia, that includes all those Switzerland, okay, the Netherlands, Germany. All the lands that are being ruled by Edomites will be taken down, because there will not be a land ruled by Edomites ever again. Once America falls, that'll be the end of Edomite rule on this earth ever and ever and ever and ever. That's what the Lord is saying. Okay? Jeremiah 49:15, it says, "For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men." And it's not what those Israelis despised. Look at what they're doing. They're causing all this discourse across the world. You look at the Americans over here, right? And I was watching the Young Turks the other day, and they literally came on and they were breaking news, and they were like sick, like, "Oh, you fucking kidding me?" And I know in the back of their head, like, how could you prove these guys who be on the street corners correct? How did you do that? Why would you do that? We keep telling you. Jeremiah 49:16, it says, "The terribleness have deceived thee, thy terribleness have deceived thee," right? So your pride into thinking that you are the Lord's people have deceived you. You're not the Lord's people. Those Israelis, you're not the Lord's people. Okay? It says, "O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock," otherwise, or AKA the Caucasians, as the Lord is trying to say, dwellest in the clefts of the rock, cave dweller. Is that not what a Caucasian means? Huh? The Lord ain't fucking around. Now, does that mean all Caucasians are Edomites? No. No, that does not mean that. There's some people that look like white people that are actual Hebrew Israelites. I know it's hard to believe that. There are some black people that look like Israelites, but really they're Edomites. I'll give you an example. T and Tamara. Those are Edomites. Lenny Kravitz. That's an Edomite. And not even an Edomite, not just an Edomite, he's an Amalekite. An Israeli, as you would have it, right? So are T and Tamara. Tracy Ellis Ross. Or Tracy Ross Ellis, or however she says it, Tracy Ellis Ross, or whatever. She's an Edomite. A bugged out Edomite, but an Edomite nonetheless. I'm giving you examples of people who are not of the lineage. But then you have people possibly like an Eminem, right? A lot of us believe he's an Israelite. A misguided, crazy looking Israelite, but an Israelite nonetheless, right? I'm saying this because those in the world, they have a confusion of, they don't understand. They think we think in terms of black and white, but really they think in terms of black and white. We have color in ours. The Lord has an interesting story going. There's a lot of Israelites that look like so-called white people. There's a lot of Israelites that look like so-called Chinese people. And so on and so forth. But there's also a lot of people that look like Israelites that are actually of the other nations. So this thing is nice and blended, but the Lord knows who is who. That's all that matters. Not you and me. The Lord knows. Okay? It says, O thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, which the height of the hill is the leadership. You rule the earth. You hold the height of the hill. That's what the Lord is saying. You are in rulership. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who you think the wicked is? Huh? It says, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle. That's a ding, ding, ding right there. The eagle is representative of Esau. What is the American bird? I mean, what is the the American representation? Okay, it's the eagle. It says, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh. No man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. That's right. That hasn't happened yet. That's how you know this is prophecy. It says, behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the inhabitants of the strong, but I will suddenly make him run away from her, and who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her. For who is like me, and who will appoint me the time? Nobody. It says, and who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Nobody. They'll try. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that he have proposed, that he had, it's like it, that he had taken, let me read it again. Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh. How are you hearing the counsel? Through videos like this, through the highways and hedges, the highways and byways. That's how you're hearing the counsel of the Lord. It says that he have taken against Edom, and his purposes is what is Edom's purposes? To rule the entire earth with the Lord being destroyed and taken out of power. It's crazy, but that's what he thinks. Okay. It says that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock, surely, the Lord says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. The least of the flock is the Israelis. They're Edomites too. They're just the least of the flock. They're the least. That's why these Americans are so fucking nervous, because they know, fuck, we gotta stop these. It's not us. It's not us. It's not us. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. That's right. So that tells you that the Israelis are gonna get some of this whooping too. They gonna get this can of ass whooping too. The Lord is not gonna be selfish with this ass whooping he's handing out, man. Okay. Them Israelis are gonna get pain, okay, and humiliation on a global scale too, because those are Edomites as well. They're the Amalekites, the real Amalekites. Okay. The ones doing all that bombing and all this ruckus, they're the ones doing all this. And guess what? Their end is coming too. Because they're going to have to give up that land. That don't belong to them. That belongs to us. And as long as they keep inhabiting that land and doing what they're doing, they're just going to continue to make this earth more dangerous. Meanwhile, we're still in captivity here in America. And eventually the Lord is going to return us back unto our homeland, in the midst of their destruction and in the midst of the destruction of Babylon the Great here in America. So, I just want to say to you, Edomites, good job. Good job. Keep up the good work. We are almost out of here. I appreciate y'all bombing each other to hell and back so that you can make the day of us being right that much closer. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Al Shai, Ba'Shem Harakakadash, Shalom to the elect.